Mahabharatam. Namaskaram. We have missed 2 days. Sorry for that. Now, I want to briefly go through what is remaining in Mahabharata. We have said that there are 18 parvas, main parvas. Out of that, we have finished 10. We are on the 11th, as you will notice from the title of the talk. This will be 11.1.2. 11, the first 11 indicates it is the 11th parvam, main parvam. And that its main parvam 11 is Stri Parvam, Stri Vilapa Parvam, where the ladies mourn the dead, the death of their close ones. And what is remaining is 12th is Shanti Parvam, which is Bhishma giving tips to Yudhishthira on dharma, various dharmas which are relevant for Yudhishthira in his rule. There are 4 or 5 categories of dharmas. Moksha dharma, Raja dharma Anushasana Parvam, Moksha dharmam, Apad dharmam. Apad dharmam is, there are general rules for dharma, but in case of an emergency, in case of a crisis, what is that you can do? That is Apad dharma. Then there are 4 or 5 categories. Dana dharmam. So that out of the 6 volumes of printed text, we have covered 3 and we are only on the 4th, though we have covered the 18 days of war. And out of the remaining 3, 1.5 are the Shanti Parvam. It's quite voluminous. And for that reason, and for the reason that I am not confident enough to go in the sequence, finish Shanti Parvam before the rest. I am not confident of my health. So I want to skip Shanti Parvam for the time being and go ahead and complete the main story. And the other following chapters, Parvams are Anushasana Parvam is part of Shanti Parvam, Ashwamedha Parvam, which is Yudhishthira performing an Ashwamedha, then Ashramavasika Parvam, after 36 years of rule, the Pandavas retired to a forest. That is the usual tradition. Then Mausala Parvam, which is an important Parvam where the Yadava dynasty perishes, the entire Yadava dynasty including Krishna. That is the Mausala Parvam. Then the Mahaprasthanika Parvam, what is it called, Pandavas, with Krishna gone, with all the relations dead in the war, they don't have any more will to live even in the forest. So, and meanwhile, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, all had gone, Vidura, they were all gone. So they decide to set out on a journey aiming at heaven. That is the Mahaprasthanika Parvam. And 18 is the Swargarohanigam, their ascension to heaven. These are the main 18 parvams. As appendix, 3 more parvams are there: Harivamsham, Vishnu Parvam, and Bhavishya Parvam. Depending upon my health and opportunity, we shall cover them also. But anyway, after these 18, the desire is to cover Shanti Parvam and Anushasana Parvam. Though they are advices, there are stories to illustrate some points, so it won't be that dull, hopefully. So let us continue with Stri Parvam, where we are. Gandhari, who was leading the women to the battlefield where the heroes lay dead or dying, she went to one after the other of the fallen heroes, and Gandhari, along with the wives or the mother or close ones of the deceased veteran, were going through the deeds of the person and wailing. That is the context. And when she had gone through all, Krishna and the Pandavas were following. She turned to Krishna, and Gandhari cursed Krishna, saying, "You stood watching as all these people fought and died. You could have prevented. You had the capacity to prevent, but you didn't. You let them die." In fact, you could have avoided even this whole massacre if you had a heart, but you didn't. So I curse you on the strength of my padivratyam, my dedication to my married life, that you also will face the same fate. You will be instrumental. Not only you will watch, you will be instrumental in the destruction of your own people, the Yadavas. This will happen after 36 years. That was Gandhari's curse. And we shall see that it happened. And Krishna replied, "Yes, mother, I anticipated this. And in a sense, it is justice in that the Yadavas have grown too strong, and nobody would have succeeded in their destruction other than I. So it is an irony of fate that I must be the instrument for their destruction." And with that, they all returned, and with that, the Sri Vilapa Parvam is over, and we are skipping Shanti Parvam and Adhishasana Parvam. Now, after all this happened, Yudhishthira became very saddened, very sorry, disheartened. He said, I don't want to rule the country after killing all my relations, my teachers, all my elders, Bhishma, and teachers like Kripa and, not Kripa, Drona, and all my cousins, and even my own people. So I don't want to die. I don't want this kingdom. I'll much better be in the forest doing meditation. So don't persuade me. So all his brothers, including Krishna and Draupadi and Kunti, they all one by one were arguing that it is his duty to rule. It is a duty of the Kshatriya to rule. And going to forest will be an escape from that, and that's not right. The best thing you could do is to rule the country as per dharma. And finally, and even sage Narada came, and even Narada joined those who advised Yudhishthira to take on the reign of the vast kingdom. The small stories were told to force the issue, to highlight the points. So finally Yudhishthira agreed. Yes, okay, I agree, it is my duty. So I shall rule. And he will rule for 36 years, as we shall see. And as suggested by everybody, he performed a grand Ashwamedha. Ashwamedha is not only to enforce the sovereignty by taking a horse through all the kingdoms of the vassals as well as enemies, and enforcing the sovereignty. It is apart from that, it is also a religious occasion. Bhuri Dakshina, as they say. Lots of Brahmins perform the rituals and they are gifted with money and valuable gifts. So that is Ashwamedha. Yeah, the various dharmas are Rajadharmam, Apadharmam, Mokshadharmam, Dhana Dharmam, and Varnashrama Dharmam. And we shall go to them after completing the story. So that is mainly the outline of what is remaining of the Mahabharata. Let us also just go back and see what we have covered. We started with Adi Parvam, which had the background, the birth of all these people, the birth and their childhood, which all leading to Sabha Parvam, the second Parvam, where the game of dice was played, and as a result they had to go and live in forest for 12 years. That was the Vanaparvam, third Parvam. And the fourth was their 1 year of life in hiding, which was Ajñātavāsa Parvam, which is also Virāta Parvam. And after that, because their rightful half kingdom was not given back by Duryodhana, even after negotiation, they all went into battle readiness, which is Udyoga Parva. And then the battle started, and the 18 days of war are covered in 3-4. main Parvas. Bhishma Parvam, which was large, Drona Parvam, Karna Parvam, and finally Shalya Parvam. And in terms of volume, these are in that order too. And after the war, it is the Sauptika Parvam in which the sleeping heroes were all killed by Ashwathama with the help of Kripa and Kripacharya. That is Sauptika Parvam. And then we have mentioned the others. So that is how the 18 Parvams are, and we shall go next to the Ashwamedha Parvam, which follows the Shanti Parvam and Adhishasana Parvam next day. So we stop today, the time is also up. Namaskaram.